All right, friends, so lesson 109 is on interest, and this is one of those, why do I have to do math? When am I ever going to use it in life? This is one of those times that you're going to want to pay attention because we will be going over simple and compound interest, which you will be dealing with for the rest of your life. If you ever take out a mortgage, if you ever buy a car and use a loan, if you ever have a credit card, if you ever invest money, you're going to need to know about interest. So, booyah. All right, first we're going to go over simple interest. So, when you deposit money in a bank or you make an investment and you earn simple interest, what it means is you earn a percent of your investment for whatever term they give you. So, just say it's a year. And this is best explained through examples. So we're going to jump into the first example that says 109.1, Jim put $5,000 in the bank for 2 years at 8% simple interest. How much money did he get when he withdrew his money after 2 years? Okay, so the thing that this doesn't really specify, which I think it should, is simple interest of 8% per year. Okay? They needed to tell you that it wasn't just 8% for the term of 2 years, that it was 8% per year. But that's what they mean because I can see that, and you can see that if you look at the way that the example is worked out in the text. So simple interest means, what that means is that for the $5,000 that he puts in the bank will pay him 8% per year to leave his money there. Okay, and the reason the banks do this is because what happens is they take your money and everybody else's money that's invested there, and then they go invest it in other things and make a ton of money, and then they give you 8% of it, of what you contributed to that investment. But it's a very, very low risk, safe way of investing. So 8% is actually really high. If you go and look at your bank accounts, you're probably making like 0.25%, which is like nothing. You're getting maybe like 5 cents a month. But anyways, that's another talk or another class if you'd like to take the personal finance class next year. Shameless plug. All right, so back to the word problem. 5% in the bank, 2 years, 8% interest, okay? So I'm going to take notes like I like to do when I have word problems. We have an investment of $5,000, and we have 8% being paid per year, and 2 years. Okay, so this is what I need to know. Now let's put it in an is-of statement. What is 8% of 5,000? What is 8% of $5,000? Okay, now we can write an equation. What is 8% of is times $5,000? Now, thinking back to the last lesson, 8% becomes 0.08. Let's not forget this is money we're talking about. All right, and so 8%, let's get our calculators out. 5,000 times 0.08 is $400. So he's making $400 per year. So then the second, this is kind of a 2 or 3 step word problem, right? So we have $5,000 initial investment. So he gets his $5,000 back. For his first year, he makes $400. And for his second year, he makes $400. So he makes, how much money does he have when he is done with 2 years? $5,800. So he just made $800 for letting his money sit there. That's what interest is, right? So that is simple interest, okay? You get paid a percentage on your initial investment every year. Initial investment, year 1, year 2, total at the end of the investment. But there's, okay, we're going to do one more example. we see in example 109.2 that Maria deposited $800 at 8% simple interest at the end of 3 years. How much money will she have? So $800, 8% again, 3 years. There's our information. Ask ourselves, what is 8% of 800? So we're going to write is, what is 8% of 800? And then we have to convert that to a decimal, 0.08 times 800. 0.08 times 800, we get $64. So initial investment, 800, plus year 1, $64, year 2, $64, year 3, $64, $992. $992 at the end of 3 years. Not bad, right? Okay, but there's a second type of interest. So that was simple interest. It's a percent paid on the initial investment, okay? And then it gets paid out at the end. Compound interest means that you get paid on your initial investment and on the interest, okay? So simple interest is just the initial investment. Compound is you get interest on the interest and the initial investment. So let's look at what that looks like. It says, at the end of the first year in the preceding example, Maria had earned $64 simple interest. So she had a total of $864. If her bank had paid her compound interest the second year, they would have paid her 8% on the $864, okay? So going back to that example, at the end of the first year, Maria had $864. So if they were paying her compound interest, you would have multiplied 864 by 0.08 to find out how much money she would have made in the second year. Okay, so let's do that. 864 times 0.08. Now she's making, instead of $64 this year, she's making $69.12, okay? And then what happens is that interest gets added back into year 2's starting point to give us year 3's starting point. So let's add 864 back there. So now at the beginning of year 3, she has $933.12. And then they're going to multiply that by 8% for the third year. So you see this number represents year 1, initial investment of $864. Then we multiply that by 8%, and our new interest that we get in the second year, because of the increase in interest we had the first year, $69.12. So this is year 2. Now this is year 3. So now to 864, we add $69.12. We get $933.12. We multiply that by 8% or 0.08, and the interest now is 74.60. We're going to round up 65 cents. So where year 1 she only earned $64, now in year 3 she's earning $74.65. Not too shabby. So now we add that back into our year 3 initial investment. We get $933.12 plus $74.65, and she ends with $1,007.77. Now, she ended year 3 with simple interest at $992. So how much more money did she make? Let's see. $992. She made $15.77 more in 3 years by doing compound interest instead of simple interest. Compound interest is always going to make you more money because you're making money off of the interest, so it's going to start to grow exponentially. This is how retirement accounts work. So you get paid interest on the money that you make and your initial investments and the amounts that you invest monthly or yearly. So that's why some people's retirement accounts can grow so exponentially and so big over a lifetime. And that's something you will learn, again, if you take my personal finance class, or just as you start to invest as a young adult, hopefully out of college or school when you get a job. Word of advice, always invest. Even if you're just 18, have a job, always put 10% aside into a 401k or investment plan, because it adds up really quickly, and people don't start investing enough. And it's easier to start investing when you have little, and you can work into your lifestyle with those principles already in place, like tithing, saving, and investing. So then you learn how to live with what you have while you're already taking care of those things, instead of down the line having to figure out how you're going to start investing. Sorry, something I'm a little passionate about. Anyways, so this was a compound interest example. Let's see if they give us another one. Yes, so we're going to do one more example illustrating compound interest. Now, simple interest problems will probably be more of your favorite because they're a little easier. Compound interest is just a lot of math. But it's pretty simple math. So the 109.3 says, how much will $700 be worth in 2 years if the money is deposited at 9%, compounded annually? Okay, so $700, 9%, 2 years. And we're doing compound. So that's all the information we need. We ask ourselves, what is 9% of 700? So 700 times 0.09, because I just did 9% divided by 100, two place values filled in a 0. And the first year, I can't do that one in my head. I'm going to try to be fancy, but that didn't work. 700 times 0.09. Year 1 is $63. Okay? So this is year 1. Now for year number 2, we're getting, since it's compound interest, we're going to get paid for 700 plus the interest. So year 2, we have 763 times 0.09. 763 times 0.09, and we're making 68, 67. So we're going to add that back to find out at the end we get 763 plus 68.67 equals, and we get $831.67. All right, so simple interest, only on the principal. It's called the principal or the initial investment. Every year, same percent on the same amount. Compound interest, it grows faster, it compounds, because we're adding initial investment and interest and then paying interest on both of them. Hope you have a good week, and I will see you, right now it's about noon for me shooting these videos. I will see you at 1:30 for our Zoom session to catch up and see if anybody needs any help. And otherwise, I will see you next Monday. Same time, same place.